Hi guys, I'm back again today with another interesting video, and this is again Buy Me a Coffee by Jose, so thank you so much. And yeah, we are gonna check out Denmark's forest kindergartens. Very interesting. What comes to my mind instantly is the one incident, not incident, but one time in school, we were in high school, and we told our teacher, can we please go outside to do our class, because inside is so hot, as well as like it's making us sleepy, because that class is like right after your lunch break, so that class is always like, you know, the longest. So we're like, can we go out to like sit at the bench, and you know there's fresh air, because there's like pine trees surrounding the campus. And our teacher was like, yeah. So we had a great time. So that's one thing I feel like is a benefit of this, but we'll see how Denmark does it. Well, before we do start, don't forget to subscribe, click the bell button, and let's check this out. It's raining. It's somewhere in the Philippines and it's raining. Why is it creepy? Why is this an ominous intro? So cute. Oh, this is so nice. Oh, okay then.
Up there. Up there. Oh my god, they're gonna freeze out here in the forest.
No.
I was very worried about the water.
I want this school.
I'm freezing.
What did you think when you came from England and you first saw kids?
There is an adult version of this. I'm going to enroll. I don't want to go to school, but if this was school, I'm going. I'm taking my child here. Don't care. Maybe I'm gonna make one. I'm gonna pioneer this. No. Never mind.
4-year-old Nicola Towns is joining her kindergarten friends in the forest. But they're not on an excursion. This forest is their kindergarten.
Se, her står trolde ud, her er også trolde om i den her skov. Prøv at se, trolde og tage deres ører.
What is that?
It's freezing today, only 5 degrees.
Only,
When
he
it's
says.
raining, snowing or minus 20 degrees, you'll find these children playing and learning outside.
Den der kravler der.
Tusind ben.
Så her bor de inde under om vinteren. Så altså insekter på dem selv. De kan bo inde under barken.
It might sound extreme, but it's not unusual in Denmark, where 10% of the preschools, about 500 of them, are forest kindergartens. They're run by pedagogues like Johan Laigaard, someone with a university degree in human development.
Oh.
Nej, hvad gør den så? Hopper I bare ned her, eller hvad?
If you have this experience and you want to start in the Philippines, can I be part of it? Oh. Oh,
You
that's
have a lot
fun.
of visitors come from overseas to see how you do things here. How do they react?
Oh, this rain.
They are thinking, what are we doing?
I don't know if it will be picked up on the mic.
To go
Hopefully
to
not.
school, and why there is no fence. And wow.
Of course, Americans are gonna be like, yeah, no, thank you, because it's in America. It's like their schools are like jail. When you enter, I mean, not all, some of them, like that I've seen from our reaction videos, is like when you enter the security, you have to get like teet before you go in. So it's very like, and then there is one meme on Twitter that I saw recently. Someone's school has like those those wires with the like when you climb over it, you get cut and stuff like that. And somebody was like, are you sure you're in school or in jail? in prison, sorry. And then yeah, so that's like a meme also. So of course they're not gonna understand this, because like, how the fudge are your kids running freely and nothing is happening to them? Is just a surprise, right? It's a surprise. Which is like, I would choose this over any table education or classroom education, just because me as an individual growing up, these are the best memories that I had, like just playing around, playing out and about. And also I feel like you become like a more independent, stronger person, mentally and maybe physically also. Yeah, it feels like you just, I don't know how to describe it.
It's important for young children to learn what it is to maybe
And
be
also,
cold, what it is to be wet, and survive that. My name is williams-siegfredsen. I came to Denmark over 20 years ago and was amazed at the outdoor things that young children were doing, and I now live
come on
and work
then.
here.
Jeg kan styre. Det er et skib.
Jane's the author of a book on forest education in Denmark. She's brought me to a forest kindergarten near her home outside of Viborg.
He's in the tree, and it's only a very thin sapling tree. It's very, very wobbly. It takes an awful lot of balance to sit in that and use both hands at the same time. In an ordinary playground, they wouldn't have the opportunities to develop those physical skills.
Jane runs outdoor education workshops for teachers and carers from around the world, including Australia.
Oh wow.
While we've been talking, the kids have moved on to their next activity.
Which is, oh, those are scary. They're sharp.
Dangerous as it looks.
No, it's not dangerous. The children have learned how to use the knife.
As
properly.
long as the
So it's not
teachers
seen
are
as some
there.
kind of weapon. It's a tool for doing something, such as whittling. I think many cultures like to wrap their children up in cotton wool. I don't think that's about a lack of love here for children by their parents. They see it in a different way. That in fact, children should have the chance to be free.
I feel like with freedom, you can kind of like, know your like you know what you're passionate about. It's like, compared to if you were to go to a regular school, wherein you're not free, you're forced to learn this subject, that subject. Like, yeah, learn the basics and whatnot. And then when you develop the mentality of like, oh, I really want to be a doctor, then that's where you're forced to go learn science, medical school, and all that stuff. But sometimes, because we always follow the system and also our parents, we never like go outside of the box and figure out that, oh, I really am interested in this and I want to do this. So an example would be, okay, I want to be a musician, right? Like, I want to be let's say a singer, but it wasn't necessarily like enforced in school. And also, parents don't look at music as a great path, because it's either hit or miss. Like, you either make it or you don't, right? It's a very hard industry to infiltrate. So mostly parents will be like, nope, don't be a musician. And then school don't really focus on music unless you go specifically to a music school. It's you either become a doctor, a lawyer, and all those jobs, but the other things, like, let's say, skills and talents, they're never really enforced on us. So if you are not giving the freedom to follow those, especially in the Asian I don't know about the other side, but Asian culture, it's always about the books. It's never about other things most of the time. Yes, you can spend your free time learning the piano and going to vocal lessons and doing dance, but only if you have free time, right? So this is kind of good because then the kids realize that, hey, you know what, I'm really passionate about, let's say, wood carving. I want to be a carpenter. I want to be a like furniture maker or whatever. Like they are free to think for themselves instead of like push down their throat that, hey, you have to be this, that, and the third, or else you're not a successful being, right? So this is really, really good.
What's your approach to safety here?
You have to
I'm
use
gonna
your
stop
brain.
talking.
And if you trust that the kids, they can take care of themselves.
Matti, are you afraid of anything?
Kun for en lille gren.
I was watching this boy climb to the very top of the tree, other boys hitting the log with a stick very close to each other. I couldn't see you or anyone else.
I was standing up there and I saw it too.
You saw it?
Yes.
You weren't worried?
No. That's a part of the play almost every day. And they learn to be careful.
Yeah, of
Sometimes
course you're
they hit-
scared.
Yes, they got a little accident. But that's the way to learn. Only once I have to drive to the hospital with a boy with a big injury in 17 years. So I'm not worried.
And what was the injury?
It was a parent who drove over a foot of a kid.
Oh. Oh.
Godt, der kommer en pind. Det er godt, Nicolas. Der er en pind bagved dig nu, siger de.
The world's first forest kindergartens were founded in Scandinavia in the early
Oh.
50s. Today they're also popular in Germany, Austria and Switzerland.
They're so cute. They were like,
Some locations are more challenging than others. Johan's kindergarten sits less than 100 metres from a fjord, but there aren't any fences because they're not needed.
Why do you stop here, Carl?
Fordi her må vi ikke gå. Man skal have en pædagog med deroppe fra, inden man går over.
I think one of the big things that I see here is the amount of trust that there is in Denmark. That there is no formal inspection of kindergartens. There's no one that comes round and checks up that you're doing what you should be doing.
and you know what? Like right, there's no like something to hold, like to stop the kids from going to the sea, but then they still stop. The more that you trust the person, the more that they're gonna respect boundaries and they're not gonna do what they know is wrong, right? But if you tell somebody don't do this, or if there is consequences, most of the time they're likely, especially children, are likely to cross the boundary just to see. So the more that they're gonna break the rules. And even in a relationship, like if you don't trust your partner, the more that they're gonna do something. But if you give that person a trust, like they're more scared to break that trust, right? When you trust them. But if you don't trust them, you're like, don't do this. Why is it that you're texting your ex? Blah 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 blah. That's more the more that they're going to like do what you don't want them to do. So I feel like this, in this sense, it works. It's not always the case, but most of the time. There are special situations.
But how easy is it for parents like Nicola's mother Nadia to trust the pedagogues and their own kids?
I know my sisters, so they can run down to the water. I was like, yeah, but they don't do that. They know where they're allowed to go to. They don't.
You trust them. Do you think a lot of it's based on trust?
A lot.
I must say I'm happy that I'm not down here during the day, because I'm a bit worried when Emil crawls into the top of a tree.
So you're happy that you can't see it?
Yeah, I am.
But it happens. But I mean, like, she knows it's happening, but it's good that she can see.
At Nadia's house, I meet her husband, Paul. He's English. Danish forest kindergartens came as a big culture shock.
In England, kids can be harmed in any way, you know, falling out of a tree or something like that. Then they won't allow it.
There are just a handful of forest kindergartens in the UK. The US only opened its first in 2007. In Australia, 5 years ago.
What do you think it is about Denmark that they can get away with that, but they can't in England?
It's hard to explain. I really don't know what it is about the Danes. It's just a very relaxed frame of mind they've got about things, everything.
Ooh, I like Denmark.
One of the main reasons Nadia and Paul have sent both Nicola and her 6-year-old sister Jessica to a forest kindergarten is their fear that the virtual world is distracting the girls from the natural one.
As soon as they come home, all they want to do is play the iPad.
Why is this Europeans like living the life?
Well, you know, that worries us that they'll do that. So we try to encourage them to go outside and play more.
Surely not everyone's convinced about the value of an outdoor education. This is Jessica's primary school. I've come here because I thought the teachers might be concerned at how kids from a forest kindergarten struggle to adapt in the classroom.
Do you notice any difference between her and the kids who've come from normal kindergartens?
Not at all. They are all prepared to go to school. My own son went to forest kindergarten.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So you never had any worries about how he would go at school with
No,
our children?
not at all.
And it's also kindergarten. Like,
what do you think about the idea
shouldn't be
that
that
the
serious.
children should be using their time in kindergarten to start to learn some reading, some writing, some maths, to get ready for school?
I think this is work spoiled because they are not ready. You have to learn them to be interested in learning.
Over the last 20 years, the number of outdoor kindergartens in Denmark has roughly doubled. And now the forest gospel is spreading. Even schools are looking to take the class outdoors.
Oh, nice.
Now there's a lot of research being done that shows that children are less stressed, that children concentrate more, that children are ill less often, that their motor development is far, far better for being outdoors than indoors.
Yeah, I truly support this.
And a lot of teachers is, getting, yes, I can, it works. So I'm happy.
And it's not like they're going to do this for like elementary, high school, and college. No, that would be dumb. Like kindergarten, yeah, this is definitely the way to go. Yeah, this is really, really nice. I didn't know this was happening, but I'm glad it is. And if in the future I get the opportunity to, or I don't know if Philippines will ever, I don't think. Asia is going to be like the last, Asia, Africa will be the last place who will have this. Trust me. And America would, but it's not going to work in America. That's the problem. It's going to work in some states, some places, but not all of America. But, yeah, probably it will come here someday, and if it does, we will see. Right? This is really interesting. Europe is just living in another dimension whilst we're just lagging behind all the time. But anyways, thank you guys for joining me on this journey, and also thank you for recommending this, because who would have thought, right? Who would have freaking thought that this is something that exists in this world? Like, no did I sit on bed one day and thought, do they have forest kindergartens or even education that happens in the forest? Never did it cross my mind. So anyways, thank you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.